Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. You know what that means. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting. I am your host. I am the Mike that likes to mouth off. I am, in fact, MOWM. I'm mouthing off with Mike. And tonight, for the first time in the good old year of 2025, we are live on a Wednesday night for the Wednesday Nightcap Delight because we're going to talk a little bit about AEW Dynamite, but I guess not Dynamite. I guess AEW FyterFest, because we've got four hours of AEW to talk about here tonight on the Nightcap. I know it's late back east for all of you if you're on the East Coast. I know it's late for you if you're in the Central Standard Time Zone, but if you're out here on the West Coast like your boy, it's still pretty early. We could talk some graps. 4 hours tonight, AEW live from Colorado, Denver, Colorado, for the AEW FyterFest special. Now, main reason why we have 4 hours of Dynamite and Collision tonight is because of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, with that being said, we are doubled up. Like baseball, baby, it's a doubleheader. You got 2 hours for Dynamite, you got 2 hours for Collision. Next week, same deal. You got 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Collision. Simultaneously, back to back, you got a lot of wrestling for AEW. Now, there's a lot of good that came from Dynamite here tonight, from AEW tonight on Wednesday night. There was some, some things that may have fell a little bit flat. And there were some things, to be honest, that I think we could have done better with the time that we got here tonight. 4 hours of wrestling on a Wednesday night, that is a fucking marathon. If you are still up, if you watch all 4 hours of Dynamite tonight, give yourself a little pat on the back, give yourself a little round of applause wherever you're watching the Nightcap here tonight, because you deserve a medal, because tonight was a long one. I'm a big wrestling guy, love wrestling. I have a whole fucking podcast dedicated to it. But tonight, man, on a Wednesday night, on a weekday, on a school night tomorrow, I'm not in school, just a joke. Clearly, I'm a fucking grown-ass man. But man, 4 hours on a Wednesday night, that's a lot to digest here. We start off the show technically with Will Ospreay, but technically with Timeless Tony. She's got her tits taped up and she's ready to tango, baby. She's ready to tango. If I tango a little too hard, you might get a nip slip here on the Nightcap. End up calling it the nip slip cap tonight. I'm not gonna hit it too hard for you. Don't worry. I promise. The chest hair is here though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It's late. It's late. You thought I was gonna come on here, in a 3-piece suit looking so cute? Absolutely not. I'm coming out here with the cut off hoodie of my with the sticker over it so you can't see where this hoodie's from. Will Ospreay, the most notable sentence that everyone and their mother right now is taking across social media is the sentence that Will Ospreay says AEW sucks. I can't wait tomorrow when I wake up and I scroll through Twitter and all of the god awful, not Fightful and those folks and everything, but the really the clickbaity as fuck headliners, journalists, companies. We saw a lot of talk about one of them in particular this week with the not linking things back to the original creator. Not going to name drop names. I am a victim. They stole my memes. You believe this? I am low man on the totem pole, and this big old journalism company stole my meme because they lack the ability to create it themselves on the meme generator website on the easily findable Google. So I am well, like, dude, this was like about a year and a half ago. Like, I think I'm like in year 1 of mouthing off with Mike, and I'm losing memes to a corporation that has like 30, 40, 50 different journalists. I'm like, give me a break. I can't wait. Back to the subject at hand. I can't wait to go on Twitter tomorrow and see a bunch of these clickbait bullshit ass out of context. Will Ospreay says AEW sucks. Will Ospreay says the reason AEW sucks is this. Will Ospreay was talking from the in-character promo and the storyline that Moxley is destroying the company because of the shit that he's been pulling with the Death Riders and the fact that he's held the AEW World Championship, the most prestigious prize for AEW, in a briefcase hidden away like freaking Peter Griffin hid away his evil cousin in the shed. Straight up, like, he has just locked this thing away. It's been months now. We haven't seen the AEW title outside of like the video packages and from before Moxley was the champion. So we haven't seen this title actually on television in months. So that's where he's coming from. Everyone took this, ran with it. Everyone, I'm tired of it, man. This ends up causing a match later on the FyterFest special. Will Ospreay will go up against Lio Rush. It was a solid match. Will Ospreay gets the win. Really not going to spend too much time on a lot of these things, but I wanted to basically get you guys ready and warn you tomorrow morning. Be ready to see all of these BS headlines. Will Ospreay says AEW sucks. And moving on. First official action here on FyterFest. I want to say Dynamite, so I'm just going to say Dynamite. Was Jon Moxley taking on Mark Briscoe. This was a solid match here, man. Mark Briscoe had an incredible stretcher match with Ricochet at Double or Nothing. Kind of a cheap plug here. My Double or Nothing review is out now on my YouTube channel, Mouthing Off of Mike Wrestling Podcast. You go check it out. About 20, 25 minutes. Just kind of go through each match. And I show you guys some live footage that I was able to take. Some of it has audio. Some of it doesn't. You got to watch out with those copyright strikes and whatnot. But it's a pretty solid video, I will say. You know, you get to see my reaction to a lot of what, you know, took place in Double or Nothing. You get to hear me sing a little bit there too. You know, you've caught me singing on the Nightcap every once in a while, but catch me singing a little Pointer Sisters, a little, you know, Drowning Pool, you know, little Bodies. But it was a good time. If you want to check out that video, you know, later tonight, tomorrow, I will have my Money in the Bank predictions out pretty early. I should say pretty late tonight, pretty early tomorrow. So keep an eye out on the Money in the Bank predictions. Those will be dropping. But back to AEW. Solid match here. Mark Briscoe ends up getting busted open. Obviously, Wheeler Yuta gets involved here. Marina Shafir gets involved. Moxley ends up choking out Briscoe and wins this match. I mean, didn't really expect Mark Briscoe to win here. This was always going to be just a match for Mox to kind of make himself even more of an absolute dickhead. So there's not really much I could say about it. You know, with the shaved head, he kind of does look like a, never mind. Then we went into the CEO. I don't have any rings on. I can't hit the dance. She comes out. They've got a nice table set up for her. She gets dinner and a show because she's going to be ringside on commentary for the Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart tag team match. Mercedes had a steak on this plate, and I guess it was well done. First of all, first things first. All right. Steak, well done? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're not eating well done steaks in the year 2025. I'm not letting you, my friends, the Mrs. MOWM, if you're watching this remotely from your bed, your couch, your living room, wherever you're at, please, no well done steaks. You you get yourself a nice steak from the old butcher, the old grocery store, the old deli counter, and you grill that bad boy up. That bad boy better be medium rare, Hell, even blue if it's a good steak. If it's a nice cut of meat, still cold in the middle, still chef's kiss. If you haven't went to a nice steakhouse and gotten your steak blue, you're missing out, man. If you can get over the fact that bad boy in the middle is cold and it's kind of lightly seared on both sides, it's fire. Tonight, Mercedes had look like to be a pretty well done dry steak here. She says she likes it well done. Listen, hey, you're entitled to eat your food however you want. But I'm just saying, steak way better, medium rare. If you could do it, medium rare is the way to go for a good nice steak. Listen, trust me. I know a thing or two because I've done a thing or two in my past. Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa get the win. We got a nice little stare down. And of course, Timeless Tony grabs the steak, takes a nice big bite. Mercedes Moné and Timeless Tony, man, before the big match that was announced tonight, was announced for All In, this was my main event. I'm a little torn now, Tony and Moné. After the announcement we get for the match, I mean, we've seen this match a couple different times in the past in New Japan, but the match announcement of Kenny versus Okada at All In, winner takes all that, that might be, we might be leaning a little bit towards the main event for that one. Now, I think Tony and Mercedes could still get that main event spot. I would like to see it. I think you can right a wrong of the past because I felt that Tony and Mariah from All In last year should have main evented that pay-per-view. Not them opening the show. I think they were in the second match spot. I think I had a whole full-on mouthing off mic, mouth off on that one because I was pretty peeved about that. That story was long-term, fleshed out, super can't miss, and then you relegated it to like the match 2 on the spot. Nah, not a fan of that one back then. But Tony and Moné, that's got potential here. That if you can whip it up in the next month, you could get them in the main event of Y'all In Texas, All In Texas. I'm gonna call it Y'all In. Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, Commander versus La Faction Ingro Banal. I mispronounced that. I butchered it. Like the butcher butchered the steak that Mercedes ate tonight on Dynamite. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to sound it out. Context. Sound that out, baby. Hooked on phonics. Listen. Solid match, fun match here. I liked what I saw from all of these 6 guys. I have become a big Speedball Mike Bailey fan. Ever since I watched him live at Double or Nothing, I'm all in on the guy. I think Speedball would be a perfect mid-card champion for AEW. I would love to see whoever comes out of the Kenny Okada match at All In. I'd love to see Speedball go against them. If Okada ends up winning both belts and they unify the Continental and the International, which, to be honest with you, I think it's about time to unify those belts and then come up with a new, redesign the belt. I know it's just early on with AEW and the lineage of the title, but I think we could use a new belt design. I think you could come up with a different name. Obviously, we have to keep it, we can't go intercontinental. We can't go, international. I mean, TNA introduced their own version of this similar belt. It's tough. I still think they're going to unify both titles. They're going to redesign that belt. And I think ultimately, we're going to see the Continental Classic turn into more of a tournament to crown a number 1 contender for this new unified title once Okada and Kenny, whoever wins. But I really like Speedball Mike Bailey to be somebody to get a shot at that title following Omega and Okada. Max Caster, man. Here's a miss for me on the show. Did I need to be, and I'm not, look, from a fact that we just watched 4 hours of fucking wrestling on a Wednesday night. We have work tomorrow morning, right? Most of us have work tomorrow. And in that 4 hours, You gave us 5 minutes of Hobbs squashing Caster. Literally, that's what happened here. Max Caster did his bullshit 5-minute challenge nonsense. Hobbs answered, beat the shit out of him, said goodbye, see you later. There was that 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes from the Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey Commander match, okay? Give those 5 minutes to this segment. Take out Caster from this 5 minutes. You got 10 minutes to put another women's match on the show. 4 hours, 2 women's matches. One of them went for about 8 minutes. One of them was about, 13, 14, 15 minutes total there. 4 hours of wrestling, Mr. Tony. Like, I'll criticize the shit out of WWE this week. I'm not afraid to criticize this. This is how it is. Smiling off the mic, folks. I'm going to tell you my opinions. This is why you watch the show. You want to hear my thoughts. 4 hours of wrestling tonight. 2 women's matches. 2 women's segments. 4 total in 4 hours. Got to get rid of the Hobbs Caster match, and I love Powerhouse Hobbs. And I think we're talking a little bit different tonight. I digress. The main event of Dynamite, the first 2 hours, Kenny Omega defending the championship against Claudio Castagnoli, against Masquerade Dorada versus Brody King, AEW International Championship 4-way. This was a damn good match tonight. This was an incredible fucking match. Okay, after the match, obviously we saw the face-off. Kenny, Okada, they beef, blow blows. Okada gets out of there. They're staring each other down. The announcement is made that Tony Khan has an announcement later on the show. I thought we were getting the announcement of the women's tag titles because we saw Tay Mello return as well later on with Megan Bayne saving Anna Jay from Megan Bayne Penelope Ford attack. Shout out to Tay Mello. Welcome back. Good to see you, girl. Hope the baby's doing well. Great to have you back in the women's division. But this match right here for me, man, we had some good stuff on Raw Monday night. We had some good stuff last night on NXT. This was a damn good match tonight, man. I don't know if anything on SmackDown will top this week. I don't know. I think the only thing that could top this match for me personally is that women's Money in the Bank ladder match Saturday or one of those matches on Worlds Collide. I have my eyes set on Gable and Vikingo as a match of the year candidate early on for me right now for the weekend. But this match right here, this could be a match of the week. Like I should probably go back to the old MLWM format and give you my match recommendations of the week because this is one of them. Absolutely, this is one of them. I would put this at the top of the list. Kenny doing what he does best, making 3 other men look incredible in the ring while also still somehow making himself look like the best wrestler still on the face of the planet, even after for the umpteenth time on commentary. I find this funny. New drinking game when you're watching AEW or Kenny Omega matches. Take a shot every time commentary says, oh, right in the midsection where Kenny Omega, they took 2 feet of intestines for his diverticuli. Every fucking Kenny Omega match. Excalibur, Tony, Nigel, Taz, whoever it is, they say it in every single time. Kenny could take a punch to the stomach and they're going to immediately go, oh, that's got to hurt Kenny, especially considering the diverticulitis surgery and the fact that they took 2 feet of intestines. Every single time. Listen, I'm not making light of Kenny's medical. That is a serious medical condition. And I'm so grateful and thankful that we get to still watch him wrestle. Okay, after that. But every time I hear it, I fucking can't. I laugh, dude. Yo, shout out to good brother Sean, host of Wrestling of Destiny and It Stinks here on Boom Broadcasting. We made it through 4 hours of wrestling on a weeknight. On a damn school night, Sean. Nonetheless, we're here. We're up. That is a match of the year. Gable and Vikingo. Gable can work with anyone and make them look good. 100%. I can't wait to see that. My Money in the Bank predictions will drop later tonight, early tomorrow morning, folks. Keep an eye on that. This was a damn good match. like I said, match of the week recommendation already coming out. We're Wednesday. Last night's NXT, we had some good stuff too. So, but as of now, between Raw, NXT, and this, that's a match of the week recommendation. I'd go back and watch that 4-way. If you didn't catch all of Dynamite, if you're tuning into the Nightcap for your Dynamite recap, shout out to you. I might miss some things, so might be, but that was a damn good match. We kick off our 3 of 4 for Collision, still FyterFest, with Will Ospreay versus Lio Rush. Will Ospreay gets the win. I already talked about that earlier on in the show. What else happened, man? We had Hangman Adam Page. Will in fact have Will Ospreay's back, which is very interesting. So I think we're going to get Hangman and Ospreay next week against the Death Riders in a capacity tag team match. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with Ospreay and Hangman tag teaming for a little bit. If Hangman gets the title from Mox at All In, we run that bad boy back again, part 2, because I'll sign me up. My quota for Ospreay Hangman matches is not fulfilled after Double or Nothing's Owen Hart tournament final match. Oh, no. I need more. I'm addicted and I can't get enough. FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and Templario. This was his second AEW match on Dynamite. Templario. Man, I am going to, one of these days, folks, I will nail these. I will nail them. Please don't think I'm just like uncultured swine over here. Like, sometimes I have a little difficulty pronouncing certain names. Okay. So just let me win. All right. Let me live. FTR get the win here. Not like, I'm not on board with the FTR train right now, guys. I'm sorry. The Living Legend Killers thing, Stokely being back on TV, I'm cool with. I like seeing Stoke. The pairing of the 3 of them, strange, but it works in a weird way. It's one of those weird things where you look at it, you're like, huh? And then you look at it and you hear him talk, and you kind of, with the FTR's like attitudes, you're like, you know what? This works, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just because like they run their mouths too much on social media, and they're very like, how do I say this without sounding bad, like without it coming across poorly? They're not fragile, but like they really are super in your face. Like, if I've seen just people like tweet like, oh wow, that wasn't a really great match. And I've seen them just like tweet at people and just like body bag them on social media. I'm like, yo, people can have an opinion, like, right? Hear me out. You're probably watching this and you're probably like, holy shit, that's a lot of chest hair. That's too much chest hair. He should shave his chest. I would say that's your opinion. My opinion is the chest hair looks good on camera. But you know what I mean? Just like an example, right? You could be watching this and be like, wow, now they're off with Mike. He never shuts the fuck up. I really don't. This is not a gimmick. I really just be talking. Hechicero, that's my guy. That is my guy. Ever since Forbidden Door of last year, when we opened the door to CMLL, and my man Hechicero came through, and my man was hitting the mystic arts. He had the fire rock in his hand, and he made that fucking sick ass entrance. I was sold. I am a Hechicero mark. I am a Hechicero. I can't even. I want to say I'm a Hechicero stan because my goodness, I love him. But please get him away from Don Callis. So it's Hechicero, the Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita, who they've now billed as Proto Sheeta, versus Los Outrunners and Bandito. I love me some Bandito. Look, another opportunity to throw some women here, because I love Hechicero. So if we're not going to throw women in the mix, keep Hechicero here. Hear me out. Just for shits and gigs. Fuck it. Run Hechicero versus Bandito. I don't need the other 4 guys here. I don't need them. I get it. Don Callis family, they're a lot for the Don Callis family tonight. Hechicero versus Bandito, that moves the needle for me. I would have been locked in, just like this. Hechicero grabs, Bandito grabs. Holy shit, yes. But this was fun. They get to win, the team of Hechicero, the Proto Star and Takeshita. Bandito and the Outrunner. I don't know. Outrunners minutes here tonight. It wasn't needed. Hechicero time. I like Hechicero time. Hechicero, I'd like to see Hechicero next week on TV. Give me a little match. Tony Khan, if you by chance perusing on social media and you see this, give me some more Hechicero graps, please. I need those Hechicero graps, Tony. I need Hechicero graps. All right. I'm gonna tweet at Tony right now. I know that dude's on Twitter right now, tweeting all sorts of crazy shit. I need more Hechicero graps. Hold on. Hold that thought, folks. We're live. I know that I need to tweet it. It needs to be said. I need more Hechicero graps on TV, please, at Tony Khan. AEW FyterFest. I still want the Hechicero graps. Ring of Honor men's TV title match. Thanks to Christian, our father, who art in wrestling. Hallowed be thy name by Mother Wayne. Nick Wayne will defend his TV. Holy shit, that was good. Wait a minute. We got to go back here a sec. Our father, Christian Cage. All right. Say a prayer. All right. Made this match happen. Nick Wayne defending against Sammy Guevara, AR Fox, Lee Johnson. Nick Wayne retains his title. I really thought Sammy Guevara was going to win this match for some reason. And I also was kind of leaning like AR Fox might get this win. Nick Wayne squeaks get out, man. The 19, 20-year-old adopted son of Christian Cage makes it happen. To be honest with you, I would have liked to seen a title change there. Honestly, I would have liked to seen Christian tell Nick Wayne at the end, actually, this was a fatal 5-way, and then just hit him with a kill switch and pit him for the title. Be like, see, son, that's why I always teach you to keep your head on a swivel. That would have been top tier. Just like what he did to Luchasaurus with the TNT title. Could you imagine at the end of the match, Christian's like, you know what, Nick, you did good, son, but I forgot to tell you, it's a fatal 5-way. Kick him in the dick, kill switch, 1, 2, 3. Christian Cage is the new TV champion. It's an idea. It would have been something. Fantasy booking 101 here, I guess. I don't know how we're supposed to pronounce her name yet. I heard Tekla. I heard Thekla. I'm gonna go with Thekla. That's my. I heard them say Thekla. I heard Tekla. I heard both commentators saying different shit here tonight. She's kind of scary, this girl. This chick, man, I'm not familiar with her game, but I am familiar with her game now. She scared the shit out of me, folks. That whole spider thing, that toxic spider, like that. How the fuck does she even She contorts her fucking body in a way that's not human. She's not human, bro. That's not a human being. It's Bray Wyatt. We know Bray Wyatt. R.I.P. the GOAT. It's like his spider crawl, but she flips it on a dime, dude. And it's the most visually appealing thing. When you hear sound or you smell something or something that just scratches your brain and it's just you're every time she hits that spider move and she flips it quick back to the front, I'm like, ooh, that just scratches a part of my brain for me. It's just it's visually appealing. And I enjoy it. She took on Lady Frost here. Good. Not even gonna lie, man. Super underrated is Lady Frost. She made Thekla look like $1 million here. Thekla, that submission is gnarly. I like it. I like her. I'm not familiar with her. Maybe post Nightcap, I'll do a little deep dive. I'll check out some of her Stardom stuff. I'll check out some of her other wrestling stuff. I know Alex Lehas, the Queen of the Ring, the other, she's a content creator, obviously way above us over here at MOWM. But I saw her post a TikTok, like 3 things to know about Thekla before she makes her debut. I feel like Tekla just sounds better. Anyway, Thekla makes her AEW debut tonight. One of them was that she's in a band. The name is escaping me right now. She's an artist as well. And I think the other thing was like at New Japan a few years ago, she actually had her own art gallery like there at the show, which I thought was really cool. So, and she's also, what was the other thing? Oh yeah. Like, so she came up in like the super low, like even lower than like the indies out there in Vienna and, where she's from. So she's Austrian. She's in a pop punk metal band that she's been in for like, I forgot how many years, Alex had said. So there's a great little video from the Queen of the Ring, Alex Lehas. But I'm gonna be honest, it is late. Like, it's not late for me. It's late for you guys. It's like 1:45 for you. I just lost my train of thought because I was thinking about how fucking cool Thekla is, to be honest with you. Like, the presentation was good. The match was solid. It was a good debut match. I just don't feel like this should have happened as the co-main event on the 4th hour of the show. On the 4-hour show, you do your new big woman signing as the co-main event. You give it 8 minutes. Don't even give her a live fucking mic. And then you set up a Queen Aminata match next week, which I'm cool with. Queen Aminata comes out, makes it safe for Lady Frost and everything. I'm cool with that. It's good to see the Queen on my television. But like, why not? All right. Why not have her in-ring debut as the co-main event of Dynamite? So look, run it back like this. You do this match at the end, the co-main event before the Kenny Omega 4-way. The crowd is locked in because they've been waiting for a week now to see her wrestle. They've been waiting, a little bit longer than that because we've had the hints and the spiders on AEW. Yeah, I've been watching AEW. I may not be talking about it. I'd be watching. I see things. I would have ran this as the co-main event of Dynamite and give her a little bit extra time. Because they did the time flew into the 3rd hour from the end of the Kenny Omega match. It went right into the 3rd hour of, AEW tonight on, with Collision. If you were watching on Max, you just had to switch from Dynamite to Collision and, you basically were still live with what just finished in the ring with the main event. So you could have just did the first 5 minutes, which they did on that 3rd and 4th hour, give Thekla, a little bit more time in her in-ring debut and put her at the A show of AEW per week. Dynamite is the A show. Collision is the B show, quote unquote. A little bit of a missed opportunity, as well as like not having as many women, on the show tonight for 4 hours of wrestling. Like, that's just like the one thing I have to complain about. Like, the wrestling we got tonight was great. The promos we got were really solid. We sold a lot of matches. We opened up some new rivalries, and we're getting to AEW's big show of the year, their big stadium show in July. We're almost there. And tonight is basically the 4-week countdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, for a week from next Wednesday a month from next Thursday is All In Texas, Saturday, July 12th. We're officially in the month countdown here. So I expect next week's 4 hours of AEW program to be a double down of the stories that we're going to see at All In. I expect the next 4 weeks of AEW television to be popping off the handle, and I expect to see a lot of different things going on. So if you've been lapsed on AEW like I have, if you have, not been keeping up or just keeping up on social media or keeping up with the Boom Boys when their content, this is the right time to get back into AEW. Like Shannon from Quick Hits had said, with WrestleMania, the best time to get back into WWE is, WrestleMania and then post WrestleMania. This is the best time to get back into AEW because their big show is coming up in July. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That's my hope. Paragon and Danny G get the win against the Don Callis family in 8-man superstar all-star tag match. This was another missed oppo. This was a Collision main event. Like if I was watching Collision on Saturday, this would have probably been the main event, and this fits in with the Collision vibe. Once again, could have done some things a little bit differently here. I mean, we just saw a variation of Paragon and the Don Callis family at Double or Nothing. I guess they're feuding. Like I said, I've been a little lapsed here, but this was one of those match. It just wasn't needed. I guess I know where we're going with this. Paragon, Danny Garcia, somebody else versus Don Callis family in, say it with me at home, folks, like an episode of Dora the Explorer. Can you guess where this is leading to in July? You can? Okay. Say it with me. Blood and guts. Blood and guts. Probably. Paragon, Cole, O'Reilly, Roddy, Danny G, at a fifth. The Don Callis family has about 5. Who do they have now? They have Lance Archer, RPG Vice, was Roppongi Vice. Now it's RPG Vice. So they got Trent Beretta. I always forget his goddamn name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Please. You're watching the show. Please don't let me. Rocky Romero. I knew it was coming. They have Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, Hechicero, I guess, technically is in the Don Callis family as an extended family member. He's like a second cousin after tonight. I think we're headed to blood and guts with these factions. I would have liked to seen Death Riders and Blood and Guts, but I think we saw Death Riders and Anarchy in the arena. We don't need to bring the Death Riders back into another Blood and Guts match, and they just did Anarchy in the arena. We don't need to do it again. So I could see them running Paragon and the Don Callis family at Blood and Guts. Usually takes place in July. I think it's going to take place later July this year. It makes sense. It does. At least too early to tell. Anything could change at the drop of a hat. It's the wrestling business. You know how it is, folks. That's basically it. That's 4 hours of AEW program condensed into 40 minutes. So that's pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Kenny Omega, Okada, Chapter 5, according to Kenny Omega on his Twitter here tonight, posted the graphic. This is going to be a good one. We have a ton of wrestling this week. Friday night is Against All Odds. TNA has a pay-per-view Friday night. Saturday afternoon, early in the afternoon, we have AAA and NXT and WWE's Worlds Collide. We then have Money in the Bank following suit after that. There's a lot of wrestling. We got Friday Night SmackDown Friday. We've got Against All Odds. Now, unfortunately, programming update, the reason why I am doing a Dynamite Nightcap this week is because I will not have a Friday SmackDown Nightcap. I will be at TNA. I get to see Trick Williams defend the title against Elijah. I was really hoping it was going to be Santana. I really wanted to see that match live. We're also going to get Joe Hendry in action as well on that one. And the Nemets are taking on the Rascals. We have Masha Slamovic defending the title against former WWE wrestler Xia Li. Her new name is escaping me right now. What else is on that card? There's some good matches Friday night for TNA Against All Odds. So no Nightcap Friday. Money in the Bank predictions plus Worlds Collide predictions will be out late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Now, early for me is mid-afternoon for you on the East Coast. So keep that in mind. We got a time difference. Those will be out some point tomorrow for your viewing pleasure. Currently out right now on my YouTube. You can watch it on demand. It is live. It is there. My Double or Nothing review from Double or Nothing with my live fan footage that I captured myself. So go out there, guys. We've got a great weekend of professional wrestling coming up. I'm excited. You should be too. Go out there, enjoy the wrestling. I'll see you guys back here for my Money in the Bank predictions tomorrow, and I will see you back on Boom Broadcasting for the Money in the Bank nightcap after Saturday's PL.